A lot of people try to shame me for starting my business off of unemployment, but I do not care. Hey y'all, it's your girl Jiraiya T, and welcome back to episode 2 of my entrepreneur series. So let's just talk about what I talked about last week. Last week I talked about coming into alignment, spiritually and mentally, process of elimination, eliminating all things that are not good in your life. And I also talked about getting grounded and focused, just really focusing on the plan that God is sending to you and focusing on the plan that you have in mind. And I also talked about moving in silence and eliminating outside opinions. So I hope that the tips and stuff that I gave you last week were helpful. Let me just say this: I am still in the beginning process of my entrepreneurship journey, but as I learned a few things along the way, I do want to share. Everybody's process is going to be different. Everybody's going to experience different things. But if I went through something that you may be going through, I still want to share that information, you know? So like I said, everything is not that I go through is not going to be your experience, but take what you can and leave what you don't need. So this episode is going to be broken down into 2 parts. This is the planning process of before starting your business. So I'm going to title this video Plan to Fail, Fail to Plan, and I can say that saying is 100% true. When I first started my entrepreneurship journey and started my business, I did not have a real plan. All I knew is that I wanted to sell hair and I wanted to sell wigs, and I just started buying a bunch of inventory and then trying to sell it. If I had a real plan, I know for a fact that I would have done things a lot differently. So grab a pen and grab a notebook, because class is in session, y'all. In this episode, you really are going to want to take notes, because planning right now is key. I will be looking down at my notebook throughout the video, because I did write down a few things that I wanted to touch on, just so that I don't forget anything. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the what. What kind of business is it that you want to have? Is it a hair business? Is it a baking business? Is it a candle business? Is it a lip gloss business? Is it a tech business? Like, you want to make logos and stuff for people. What kind of business is it that you want to have? Once you kind of have an idea as to what it is you want to have, then the next question you need to ask yourself: am I going to be providing a service, or am I going to be providing a product? This is important, because this is really gonna tell you how much you need financially. If you're providing a service, you're not gonna need as much money starting up, because you're just gonna need to buy supplies and stuff like that for your service. But when you're trying to sell a product, you have to think about packaging, you have to think about shipping, you have to think about the supplies to make the product, you have to think about business cards or stuff like that. We're going to talk about that in another video, like things that you need to start up your business. But just kind of get an idea of what it is that you want to do and how you're going to do it. Is it a service or is it a business? Is it a service or is it a product? I just want to state this: do not come for my hair, because I'm rewatching the video and my hair do look crazy. But this wig, I did this wig like 3 weeks ago, and I didn't have to do any re-straightening or any re-flattening. I just put it on. Next, you need to ask yourself, what are you expecting your business to turn into? Is this just going to be a side hustle, or are you trying to build an empire? This question is very important, because you need to know that if you're planning to have a side hustle, the planning process you're not going to have to put so much effort into, because it's just something on the side, something that you don't really see yourself doing long term. So you do still need to take a few steps, but it's not as much as you would need to do as you trying to build an empire. If you're trying to build an empire and you're trying to bring a longevity to your business, you're going to have to plan to the T. Understand that your plan is going to change over time, but you do need a solid plan just to get started. Now, here is where we're also going to dream big. The biggest dream that you can dream, the biggest vision that you can see yourself doing, whether it's owning a studio or an arena or having multiple salons and shops, write that all down, because sometimes we don't know where to start. So we have to look at the bigger picture and then work it backwards. So dream as big as you can dream right now. Write it down on a piece of paper, and then you can kind of work your way down. Like, okay, if your dream is to have a salon, okay, your dream is to have a salon, right? So what are you gonna have to do? You know, you're gonna have to go to school to get your cosmetology license. You know that you're gonna have to get licenses for your business. You know that you're gonna have to save up money to get a building. You know that you're gonna have to practice on your work. So do you get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you need to see the bigger picture, and then that can help you with smaller steps along the way. So those are all the questions that I have for the what. There's more that you can add with the what process, but that's just what I have. I really want to keep this video short and simple and to the point, so my questions are not going to be long and drawn out. Okay, the next question that you're going to ask yourself is the why. Why do I want to start a business? Why do you want to start your business? Is it because you see all these other entrepreneurs starting their businesses and becoming successful? Or is it because you just simply want to make a profit to be able to afford nice things? Or is it because you want to build generational wealth and break generational curses? Your why is going to be extremely important, because it is going to be what sustains and add longevity to your business, okay? If you have a flimsy why, it is going to be harder to keep going and to keep pushing and to be motivated in times where you're discouraged. Because your why isn't strong, you're going to sit there and be like, okay, what am I even doing this business for anyway? Oh, it's just so I could buy a car. Okay. And that's it. Then your why is really going to be your motivation. So make sure that you have a solid and good why. Just being able to buy nice things, to me, honestly, is not a good why. And honestly, I can say that when I first started my business, that was my why. My why was, I just want to make a profit, and I just want to be able to afford nice things and buy nice things, because I'm a girl who loves nice things. But I found that as I was going through business and the profit that I wanted to make wasn't coming, I was easily discouraged. And honestly, I'm gonna have a whole video on just feeling defeated and feeling discouraged. But like I said in my spiritual alignment video, when you feel discouraged, you need to be able to call on whoever it is that you believe in to help you, to motivate you to keep going. Your why is also going to be another reason to help keep you pushing and to keep you motivated. So really sit back and think about your why, and have a strong and solid why. And honestly, like I said before, if you're just planning on having a side hustle, then your why really is not going to really matter as much, only because your why at that very moment is going to be just to make extra profit, just to have side money. So this is something that you really don't see yourself doing in the long term. So your why is just to make extra cash. When you're trying to build an empire, your why is going to be a little bit more and a little bit stronger, because you're trying to add to your family. You're trying to help people in need. You're trying to, break generational curses and stuff, So your why is Next, we're going to get into who. Who are you planning on marketing this product to? Who are you trying to help with bringing this product and service? Who is your target audience? This is very important, because you need to see who it is that you're trying to attract. If you are trying to sell an adult product, you do not want the packaging to be SpongeBob, because when that adult sees the product, they're going to think, oh, this is a product for a little kid. They're not going to be attracted to it as much, as unless they really, really like SpongeBob. Then that's the only way you're going to catch their attention. Just how if you're making a product for a child, you do not want the packaging to be super sophisticated, because it's not going to grasp their attention, okay? And you also need to see where in that demographic is there a lack, so that this way you can make a product that is going to sell and gain their interest, okay? So your who is very important, okay? So we went over the what, why, and who. Next, once you got your why and what it is that you want to do and who you're going to be targeting to, now it is time to do your research. Research, okay? Researching is very important. And when I first started my business, I did not do any research. No research at all. And so being that I didn't do my research and I had a lack of knowledge in a lot of things, I did make a lot of mistakes. So researching is very important because you need to know what kind of industry and what kind of game you're getting yourself into, okay? So you need to find out what it is that you're going to need to start up your business. Are you going to need vendors? Are you going to need baking supplies? Are you going to need bleaching supplies? Like, what is it that you're going to need? And then you'll also need to figure out how much it is going to cost. I don't care what nobody says. You cannot start a business off of $0 and 0 cents. It is impossible. You need money to fund your business. So I was going to say this a little bit later in this video, but I'm going to say it now since I already touched on the subject. If you do not have a job, you need to go get a job right now. And I'm being so serious. I didn't have a job. I did start my business off of unemployment. There's no shame in my game, and I am proud to say it. A lot of people try to shame me for starting my business off of unemployment, but I do not care. A lot of people got their unemployment check and went shopping and bought clothes and bought a whole bunch of other stuff, but they didn't invest in themselves. And now that unemployment has ran out, now they still, I'm not knocking nobody, but I'm just saying a lot of people try to shame me for starting my business off unemployment, but I don't care. I did start it off unemployment, and it is what it is. So you need to get a job, because if you are living on your own, you still need to pay your bills. You still need to pay, you still have things you need to pay for. And you also are going to need to save money for your business. And honestly, when you're saving money for your business, you do want to have a good idea of the things that you need to purchase and buy for your business, because you don't want to tap into your rent money in order to buy products. You get what I'm saying? So pace yourself, take your time, and save up for your business. Like I said, this is a process that is, in my last video, this is a process that is going to take time. It is not going to happen overnight. Okay? I thought it was, and clearly reality got me together. Okay, next you are going to want to research if you do need vendors. How do you find your vendors? How do you talk to your vendors? This is very important, and I'm going to make a video about this. I'm not gonna say soon, but I will make a video about this. But it is important to research your vendors, okay? Do not purchase vendor lists. It is a waste of your money. I'll give you a good way to find your vendors. You can go on Alibaba.com and find your vendors. Do not buy a vendor list from these people, these top stylists and these big businesses. Do not buy the vendor list from them, because I'm going to tell you right now, they are not sending you the exact vendor that they use. There are some people who are selling their actual vendors list, but it's really a hit or miss. And I can say my mistake was I did purchase a vendor list, and really purchasing a vendor's list is really the easy way out. You really have to go in and do your research and put the work in to find vendors, but buying a vendor's list is the easy way out. And when I first started, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy a vendor's list. This is gonna be a shortcut. This is going to be easy. All the vendors that I purchased from that vendor's list, when I actually sampled the products, all the hair was trash. So there it was. I got the vendor's list on sale, but it was like $100. I spent the $100 on top of buying products from the vendors sample. All that money down the drain because I didn't do the right research. Also, you need to look up the right questions to ask certain vendors, because when you talk to a vendor, I'm gonna tell you this right now. When you talk to a vendor, off rip, they're gonna know if they can get over you or not. When you ask the right questions and you show that you know what it is that you're talking about, and you know that you're educated, and you know that you're knowledgeable on the product that you're looking for, they're not going to play no games with you. But if you just say, oh, I just want 3 bundles, you're not asking no questions, oh, of course they're going to try to play with you. Of course they're going to try to get one over on you, because they're like, okay, here's this person who don't know anything. I could just give her low quality. Okay. And that's also how vendors do determine what type of quality hair they're going to send you. Because if you know absolutely nothing about hair, I'm talking about hair because that's what I sell, and I know a little bit more about hair than other areas in business. But if you know absolutely nothing about hair and you just say, oh, I want some hair, they're going to send you whatever kind of hair they want. But if you show, okay, yeah, I know the difference between this kind of hair and this kind of hair, I know if this is processed or if it's not processed, they're going to try to send you top of the line, because they already know she knows what she's talking about. So I can't get one over on her. These vendors do be playing with y'all, so please be careful. So this is going to be the end of this video. Like I said, I wanted to keep this video short because next video is going to be going a little bit more in depth of how and when you're gonna start up your business. So like I said, it is going to be broken up into 2 parts, but I hope this video was helpful. I didn't want this to be an extremely long video, because I noticed that when a video is extremely long, people are less likely to watch and stay through the whole video. But if you did stay to the end of this video, comment down JT gang, okay? Comment that down below in the comment section so that I know you all are actually watching my content and watching my video. But I hope this video is helpful. If you didn't watch my last video, go watch it. I'll leave it linked down below, because I think I did share some good information in that video. And like I said, everybody's process and everybody's journey is going to be different. So just because I made these mistakes don't mean that you're going to make the same mistakes. But if I could prevent and help you all from making these mistakes from the beginning, I will. But yep, I'll see you on my next video. Bye, y'all.